Okay, hello LPN students again. So this is my third video for today. And so what we're going to go into with this video is breathing for labor, breathing for labor. So I kind of draw out again a little schematic, just a visual aid to help you learn this stuff rather than just talking about it, that we've got something to actually look at. And so you can draw this out yourself. I'm going to do four of these right here. So you can either use four different pieces of paper or take one piece of paper and divide it into four quadrants, however you want to do it. But we're going to do four of these, and it will give us each pattern of breathing that a person needs to do for labor to have that baby. You would get this teaching, this training in Lamaze class. So I highly encourage Lamaze. It is just a really good course to take. Your coach needs to be there and do that with you. You know, I did it with my wife. It was wonderful. It was fantastic. We enjoyed it. My wife had one baby without Lamaze classes and one baby with Lamaze classes with me as the coach. And, it went a lot better, a lot smoother, and because we took it seriously, we practiced it. It really works. Now, are these breathing techniques meant to take away your pain? No, sir. There's nothing going to take away that pain. But what this does is it gives the mom something to focus on, something to do, something that she feels in control of. Each contraction that goes by and is gone, that's one gone. She can look at that, she's one step closer or one contraction closer to having that baby. And so there's just a lot of good pointers in a Lamaze class. So I'm going to start out, and one thing that we want to do is we don't want mom to close her eyes. So when we're teaching her this, or if you end up teaching Lamaze classes, you want to make sure that they keep their eyes open and focus on something, in front of them. Usually in labor and delivery, I'll see like the nurses will put up a dot, a green dot or red dot or something on the wall. And that's a focal point for mom to look at and focus on that with each contraction while she is employing these breathing techniques. Some moms will bring a picture in and maybe a postcard of a favorite vacation, maybe a picture of a previous child or something like that, and they'll put up there so they can look at that, or just a pretty picture of a resort spot or a vacation spot or something like that. And so what we're going to start with is basically so going 0 to 4 centimeters dilation, 0 to 4, you're going to employ this type of breathing. So obviously, like I said, we want mom to keep focused on her focal point. Don't want her to close her eyes, because when they close their eyes, they internally fixate on that pain. And we don't want them to do that, so we want them to keep their eyes open and focus on that focal point. And then one of the breathing techniques, and the names are changing, so I'm going to give you the old names and then try to give you the new names along with that. But what I'm used to is slow chest breathing as the first type of breathing that we want mom to do. And so I'm going to kind of abbreviate this. And so as mom's contraction starts, what we want her to do is take a deep cleansing breath. So I'm just going to abbreviate that as DCB, all right? Deep cleansing breath. Now, what that is I just want mom, when she feels that contraction is starting, I want her to take a big deep breath in through the nose, as deep as she can, and then blow out her mouth. And when she does that, after she does that, we are then headed up what we call the increment. Okay, the increment means to increase. All right, so this is the increment. It is the contraction is increasing in intensity. And so what I want her to do is, as it is going up through here, I want her to do slow chest breathing. So SCB, slow chest breathing. And so she's going to do that all the way up here. And what that is, guys, is we want her to slow down to about half her normal breathing rate. So just for instance, for an example, if her normal breathing rate is 20 breaths per minute, I want her slowed down to 10 breaths per minute during this cycle right here. So how can we accomplish that? So mom went to Lamaze class and has took this training and has practiced it. She knows that what she's going to do is take a deep breath in through the nose, or breath in, not a deep breath, but just a breath in through the nose, and hold that breath there for about 3 seconds. Then exhale and hold for about 3 seconds. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And that should slow her down to about half her normal rate. So here's what we're going to call the peak of the contraction. All right, the peak, this is very important here. Okay, so bear that in mind. That's the peak. And we're going to do slow chest breathing through the peak right now. And slow chest breathing down the decrement. So it's decreasing, so we call that the decrement. And then when we get down here to the end, to where the contraction is over, again, we're going to do a deep cleansing breath. Okay, so that is what your visual aid should look like right now at this point. And remember, this is 0 to 4 centimeters dilated. And so you'll notice at the beginning of this contraction and the end of this contraction, we want mom to do that deep cleansing breath. And what that does is just any CO2 that she's building up here, because we have slowed her respiratory rate down, any CO2 that she's building up here, we're going to take a good deep breath and blow that off. Get that? So we're going to replenish mom with a lot of oxygen on that deep breath, and then she's going to blow that CO2 off and get rid of that. Okay, so that's what your schematic should look like at this point. Now we're going to change mom to okay, and the new term for this is called paced breathing. So that's the paced breathing one. I call it slow chest breathing. They call it paced breathing now. All right, so then we're going to move on up to the next one. And this is going to take us 5 to about 8 centimeters dilated. Okay, 5 to 8. And so this one's called modified paced breathing, modified paced breathing. And I call it just panting. That's what I call it, the panting breathing. But they call it the modified paced breathing. So again, I want you to draw this part out. So it's pretty much the same. I want mom at the beginning of the contraction to take a deep cleansing breath to fill her with oxygen, blow off CO2. Get her relaxed. Contraction is starting to build, slow chest breathing. I want her down to half her normal rate. So we're going to take a breath in, hold for 3 seconds, breath out, hold for 3 seconds, and keep that cycle going until we reach the peak. Mom will know when she reaches her peak of contraction, okay? That is the strongest, most intense part right here. The strongest, most intense part. So she'll know when she's there. Once she starts that, I want her to start panting. Okay, all the way through the peak, but only during the peak. I don't want her panting back here. I don't want her panting over here. I want her only doing the panting right here. Okay, and so what we mean by panting is I want her to say the word he in a whisper or in the back of the throat, they call it, just going like and we want to teach her to do it slowly. I don't want her going, okay, we don't want that. Just a good slow chest breathing. She gets to the peak up here. And she's going to do that only through the peak. Once she starts to feel that the peak is leaving, that she is in the decrement and the contraction is starting to dissipate, I want her to go back to slow chest breathing. We want to calm her down. Take that breath in, hold for 3 seconds, exhale, hold for 3 seconds, in, hold for 3 seconds, out, hold for 3 seconds. When the contraction is gone, I want her to take that big, deep cleansing breath, fill her lungs good with oxygen, and exhale all that excess CO2 that she may have built up. Okay, and so this panting, or the modified paced breathing, they call it today, will take her about 5 to 8 centimeters. Okay. Okay. So then I want you to draw this again. Okay, draw that again. I'll give you just a minute there. Okay, and so this should take us okay, 9 to 10. 9 to 10 centimeters dilated. And so these are where the pains are really, pretty strong. And so that's why we're changing this breathing pattern. When we started out, 0 to 4 centimeters dilated, that's not too bad of pains. Mom's usually talking through that. She's happy about the baby coming and all that kind of stuff. Then when she transfers from 5 to 8 centimeters dilated, the pains are starting to become pretty intense. Things are getting serious now. All right. Then when we get past that and we start to get into this 9 and 10 range, it's pretty intense. The pains are pretty intense. So that's why we're changing those patterns. So they call this next breathing technique patterned breathing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have the patient pant 3 times and then blow out. So we're going to do a 3 to 1 ratio, And she's going to do this, keep doing that pattern over and over and over through this peak, and only through the peak. I don't want her doing it here. I don't want her doing it here. I want her doing it only through the peak. And let me, before I demonstrate how that goes, the reason we only want mom to do these breathing techniques through the peak is because they can tire you out. And we don't want mom to waste any energy at all. And the last one of these I'm going to do, the one next that I'm going to do, is actually how to do effective pushing. And if we would learn, if moms would go to Lamaze class, learn how to do the effective pushing, and the nurses would make sure mom does effective pushing at the right time, babies would be born a lot easier and a lot quicker and a lot safer. So let's finish this up. So this is patterned breathing. I call it the pant blow. That's what it is, but they call it patterned breathing now. And so again, we're going to start out with the deep cleansing breath, because I want to get mom a lot of oxygen in there and blow off any CO2 that she's got there. We want to get rid of that, get that level down. And then we're going to go slow chest breathing again. And so, do that slow chest breathing. Breathe in through the nose, hold for 3 seconds, exhale, hold for 3 seconds, and so on. When she feels she is at her peak, she is going to go into this 3 to 1 ratio pant blow. And so what she's going to do is pant 3 times like she was doing before, but then after every third pant, she's going to blow out forcefully. So it's going to kind of look like this. And she's going to do that all the way through the peak here at that 3 to 1 ratio. Now, once she feels like her peak is easing off and she's going down the decrement, we're going to get her back to slow chest breathing. Calm her down. Get that breathing pattern slowed down. And then at the end of it, that one's over. Deep cleansing breath. Fill her lungs good with oxygen. Blow off any excess CO2 that we may have built up. And then she's good. And so again, that's going to go 9 to 10 centimeters dilated. Now, let me also explain this. Where I'm giving you these numbers here, those are just, estimate. They're not fast, hard rules. So if you have a mother and she is 3 centimeters dilated, and technically the book says that we should be doing the paced breathing through there, 0 to 4, that paced breathing. But you sense that at 3 centimeters dilated, this mother is starting to experience some harder pain. Everybody's pain threshold is different. So you feel the need to move on to the next breathing pattern, do that. All right. So if you're at a 3 and centimeters dilated and you feel you need to bump this mom up to the modified paced breathing, and to where she's going to pant all the way through the peak, then do that. Same here. If you get a mom and she reaches 8 over here, and you feel you need to bump this mom on up to the pattern breathing, the 3 pants and a blow, then do that. Move her up to that. All right. So then we're going to draw one more. So draw one more of these, and okay. Let's see. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is mom is dilated, say to 10 centimeters dilated, and she is ready to go. She is ready to have this baby, and she's dilated to 10, and she feels like bearing down and pushing, and we're good to go. The doctor's there, everybody's there, and we're ready to go. So what we want her to do effective pushing, okay, is she feels the contraction start, and we want her again to take that deep cleansing breath, okay? After she starts up the increment, now we're getting ready to push. So again, I want her to take another deep cleansing breath. So this is going to be deep cleansing breath number 1, deep cleansing breath number 2. So as she takes this deep cleansing breath in through the nose, blows out through the mouth as deep as she can, then that's going to get us right here at this peak. And she's going to take a 3rd deep cleansing breath. And we want her to pull her legs, her knees up into her chest, which widens the pelvis out as far as it can go. It helps that. Helps the baby come down the birth canal better. It helps mom to push. All right, and so then we want mom to take that 3rd deep cleansing breath. So this is our 3rd one. And she's going to hold this and push to the count of 10, a quick count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want her to exhale and take a 4th deep cleansing breath. Okay, so she's going to take deep cleansing breath over here. No, oops. Deep cleansing breath number 4. So she's going to take that and she's going to push for another quick count of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When she does that, I want her to totally relax. I want to get her back to slow chest breathing again. I want her calm down. I want to slow her down, calm her down. So that slow chest breathing will help us do that. Let her put her legs out in front of her and totally relax. We don't want her pushing during this part here. That will just wear mom out. It will just take all of her energy and all of her strength and just wear her out. We don't want her pushing here down the decrement. Again, that will do no good at all. It will do nothing but wear her out. The only time she should push is during the most effective time of her contractions, and that is only at the peak, and that is the only time she should be pushing. That's it. That will be effective pushing, will help get that baby out quicker and easier on mom. Let me talk about, if you can't if mom's legs are in the stirrups, some places still do that. And so mom can't bring her legs up to her chest, her knees up to her chest. Then what you can do is get with a partner on the other side and just reach your arm underneath mom's back and hold her hand and then raise her up. So you're going to interlock arms with a partner on the other side and you're just going to raise mom up and then let mom push and for a count of 10 and another, take a deep breath again and kind of push to a count of 10 and then you're going to lay her back down. So basically the way this would go is deep cleansing breath, number 1. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Deep cleansing breath number 2, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Deep cleansing breath number 3, in through the nose, hold, push to the count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale, take the 4th deep cleansing breath, push to the count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should get her started down the decrement. Let her relax, legs go down or lay her back, whichever the case may be. Slow chest breathing, calm her down, deep cleansing breath at the end. Do that every contraction when she is pushing or having the baby. One more thing. When mom gets to about 9 centimeters dilated, a lot of ladies feel that urge to start bearing down and pushing, and they're only dilated to 9, and so they can't push because it could injure the baby. So what we have them do then is what we call blow out the candle. Blow out the candle. So I tell them, pretend that there's a candle at the bottom of your bed and blow that candle out. Just blow as hard as they can because you cannot push without blowing out. You cannot push without blowing out. So I want mom, if she's dilated 9 and she goes, I feel I gotta push, No, you can't. Blow out the candle, blow out the candle. If she is, once she gets back there, she's dilated 10, she's pushing, the baby's head comes out, and the doctor will say, now, mom, don't push, because he's got to adjust the baby and work the shoulders out. And if she pushes at the time, it's going to injure the baby. So again, mom feels the urge to push. No, blow out the candle, blow out the candle, blow out the candle. Okay, so I'm trying to think, is there anything else I need to tell you? Oh, when she is pushing, all right, during these 10-second to 10-second intervals to push, I don't want her holding her breath and bearing down and pushing so hard that her face is turning red. Because if she totally holds the breath and bears down and pushes, that can increase blood pressure up into her brain area, and it's possible that a rupture could happen and you could cause this lady to have a stroke. So we don't want her to totally hold her breath, but let out the breath against resistance, some resistance, and do that pushing. So always remind them of that. Don't totally hold their breath because we don't want to push that blood up into the brain and put a lot of pressure on the brain up there, but to let the breath out against resistance while she's pushing, and that will be very effective. Okay, and so I think that is it. And again, I have a handout that will explain all this, and I will be putting that on Blackboard shortly. So if you have any questions on this, please feel free to get in contact with me, and I will answer your questions and help you all that I can. All right, goodbye.